Hello everybody, Matt here and welcome to this unboxing video. Now I know that it's been a long time since I did an unboxing video, but I thought that I would do it for you guys right now. Now first of all, I just want to say I hope you guys are all doing very well. I got home not long ago and I got a call off my mum saying that a package had just arrived. So I think I know what the fragrance is. I mean, it should be. I haven't ordered that many fragrances, but this is a scent that I have always wanted in my collection, if it is the right one. I mean, I'm sure it is. It's a scent that I've seen so many reviews talking about, and every single reviewer basically has praised this fragrance. So, you know, there's been times where I've been thinking about getting it and times where I've been thinking about not getting it. So I thought now is the right time. So let's get into it, guys. Yeah, it's the right stuff. And guys, the fragrance that I would like to show you, of course this is not a review, this is literally just an unboxing and a first impressions of Ferrari's Bright Neroli. Had to get it. Had to get it. Got it online for a really good price and I just thought, you know what? I'm really excited to try this. Gets compared to fragrances like 4711. And it also gets compared to fragrances like Neroli Portofino. So, I mean, I've never smelt it, so I can't say too much on what I really think of it, but yeah, I mean, so far the box is really, really nice. We get this like, kind of like cream color. It's like a vanilla cream color. I really like that. And we get Ferrari Bright Neroli underneath. So let's get straight into it. What a beautiful bottle design. Wow, that's really, really, really nice. Really, really nice so far. We got like a nice horse on the top. Oh, you can see my reflection. We get Ferrari and we get Bright Neroli in the middle. That's pretty much all. And we get this really nice colored juice. So I can't wait to smell it. So let's just go ahead. Oh. So, of course, I was expecting like a Neroli fragrance. Of course, Neroli is a very clean scent. If people want to know what Neroli smells like, it literally smells like soap. It's got like a soapy smell to it. So yeah, this is citrusy, it's green, it's got that Neroli. It's definitely got that bright citrusy smell to it, but it's definitely got like a spicy undertone. I mean, I haven't even looked at the notes for this fragrance, so I just wanted to come into it completely blind. Of course, it's not a review after all, but because mainly the reason it's not a review is because I haven't experienced with this scent yet. I don't know the scent life, I don't know what it smells like in the dry down or not, so I don't know anything about it. So I will be doing a full review on this eventually, but wow, this is really, really, really nice, guys. Let me know, guys, if you have Neroli, I was about to say Neroli Portofino. If you guys have Ferrari's Bright Neroli, do let me know. I've been meaning to check out other Ferrari fragrances, but this is the one that's really been, you know, on my wish list for quite a while now. Reason why I've just never got it is because I never thought the right time came. But after seeing so many people reviewing it, I thought, you know what, yeah, now's the right time to get it. But wow, this is a very, very nice fragrance. I'm very, very impressed with it. Yeah, wow, I'm gonna wear this today. This is incredible juice. Love it. So I can kind of see, well, I can definitely see what every reviewer has been talking about with this scent. Definitely a good fragrance for the cash. I mean, I only paid like 15, 20 pounds for this, but I ordered it ages ago and it has been in the mail for ages. In fact, I thought that I would never get it, so getting this was a surprise. I ordered it like a month ago. So yeah, I'm over the moon with this. This is an amazing scent. Love it. I mean, just right there, like it's still zesty, but it's drying down really soft now and it just smells spicy. Like straight up spice. I get like an orangey smell out of this as well. So yeah, I just get this really, really nice, fresh scent. Beautiful, beautiful scent. Hey guys, Matt here. So it's been about 3 weeks since we unboxed Ferrari's Bright Neroli. And since then, I've been wearing this fragrance quite a bit, especially through the day. Because of course, this is a really bright scent, so it does show off really well throughout the day. So yeah, I do have a lot of things I want to say about this fragrance. I've experienced myself with it for quite a bit now, and I do have some cool stuff that I want to share with you guys. So what we're going to do is now we're going to actually review it, and we're going to go through the notes properly and, you know, talk about the longevity and whatnot. So yeah, so guys, stay tuned and we'll talk about it. So this fragrance is actually unisex. I didn't actually know that. I thought this fragrance was just for men, but you know what? Completely makes sense. I mean, of course, this is a really safe scent. It's citrusy, like I said a couple of weeks ago. It's a really citrusy scent. It's got those spices underneath. So let's go through the notes, okay? Let's spray it right here. And we will talk about the smell. So as that's drying down, I hope you guys are spraying with me. If you guys have the fragrance, that is. If you guys have the fragrance, do spray it on your hand. Let's review this fragrance together, shall we? So in terms of the top notes, what we get is we get the notes of Petitgrain Citron, Calabrian Lemon, and bitter orange. So what we get is just an overall very, very strong citrusy opening. Overloading on the citrus. There's so much citrus notes in this fragrance that you lose count of what actual citrus notes are really in this scent. But what I really get out of the top of this fragrance is I do get a bit of that orange. It is bitter, so bitter orange is a great statement for this fragrance. Calabrian lemon, I'm not quite sure what a Calabrian lemon is, so why don't we have a look right now? I'm really, really curious of what it is. So yeah, Calabria is a really historic place in Italy. It just smells really elegant. Of course, it is casual. This is a really casual scent, but I don't know. It has a classy edge to it, which I just love so much. So yeah, I guess Petitgrain Citron is also very visible in the top. I do get a woody smell out of it, but of course, Petitgrain Citron, if you like, Petitgrain isn't like a bitter orange smell. Of course, this has much more sweeter notes. It's not as tangy, if you like. So I do get a woody, citrusy opening. But the interesting thing about this fragrance is the fact that the citruses actually do not leave you. They stay with you throughout the whole scent. Of course, they do start off quite bitter, sweet, a little bit tangy, but then they do, you know, soften. So let's talk more about the middle notes now. And in the middle notes, we get orange flower, Neroli Essence, Rosemary, and Sichuan Pepper. So in terms of the fragrance itself, after about 10 minutes, the fragrance starts to lose its tanginess. It starts to lose a bit of that sweetness from the orange and, you know, the citron and the petitgrain with that woody smell. And then what you get after a while is you do get a bit of a floral quality about the scent. You know, you do definitely get those floral notes, especially from that orange flower and the rosemary. Very, very dominant in this scent. It definitely does get more feminine after 10 minutes, I think. Because at first it is quite unisex, but then after a while it does become quite a feminine scent. I guess what I'm trying to say is instead of feminine, it just turns into a much more pleasant fragrance. It turns into a softer, more pleasant aroma, and I think the floral notes just gives me the impression of, you know, feminicity, which isn't a bad thing actually, because, you know, I really do enjoy it in this fragrance. And as you guys know, I have so many women's fragrances in my collection that I love, you know, that I wear, so I'm not even going to make a judgment on that. So Neroli Essence, yes, of course, this fragrance is called Bright Neroli. We do get a lot of Neroli, but I have noticed that the Neroli doesn't really last long. Is it a bright Neroli? Is it a clean, citrusy, just very bright Neroli? Yeah, no doubt about it. The fragrance name is perfect. Absolutely. Neroli is very, very similar, more in terms of for 7-Eleven, more than I would say Neroli Portofino. Neroli Portofino is definitely more stronger than Neroli. Definitely a fresher fragrance. Actually has a bit of a soapy smell to it as well. So in terms of that, it's definitely not the same as this. The Neroli, yeah, it is fleeting in this fragrance. Not for long. It does last for about maybe an hour or so, but then the fragrance does change. Sichuan Pepper, maybe a little bit. It doesn't have a strong peppery smell to it. I don't really get. I mean, that might be where the spices are coming from. It would make a lot of sense. Because I mean, we do get more spices in the dry down, but the Sichuan pepper will be adding a bit of a spice, so it makes a lot of sense. But what's really interesting about this fragrance, guys, is the fact that after an hour it does change a hell of a lot. So let's talk about the dry down. Now in the base we get Vetiver, Patchouli, and Ambroxide. So in terms of the dry down, what I get is I get a very green vetiver, and the vetiver is really what makes this fragrance smell almost plant-like. Like imagine like a hot summer's day. Just imagine being like in the woods or something. Imagine there's been like a sun shower or something and you're walking through some woodland area, and you know the smell you get from like the trees and the rain all mixed together? The vetiver has that sort of smell in this fragrance. I don't know if you guys get that, but I mean, this is like an hour later, by the way, not with this review, but to me, an hour later, the fragrance definitely changes, and it's quite incredible how it does change. I mean, I really like the vetiver. I haven't really smelt a vetiver quite like this, so it is really different. In terms of the other notes, patchouli and ambroxide. I do get a lot of patchouli. The patchouli is not like your typical patchouli. It's not like a heavy patchouli. This is a very clean, almost classy patchouli. I've never really smelled a patchouli quite like this also. Like imagine patchouli, like your hippie patchouli, but with a more green approach and a more type of vanilla-y smell to it. Does that even make sense? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, looking at the color of the bottle, like the color of the leather, and as you guys saw before in the unboxing, like the color of the box and everything with that creamy sort of vanilla color that it had. I mean, I do get a sort of vanilla type of smell in the dry down, so that could be where they're getting the colors from, you know? I mean, Neroli, I mean, it is of course, Ferrari are an Italian car company, so, you know, there are Italian ingredients in this fragrance, so they would want it to look like an Italian classy fragrance, but I don't know, maybe just the vanillic colors that it has really gives it off that smell. But yeah, it definitely changes in the dry down, but I'm really curious, what is Ambroxide? You know, I hate it when I don't know what notes are. I mean, but I suppose this is the point of looking them up, right? Ambroxide, widely known as a brand name Ambroxan, of course, is a naturally occurring terpenoid and one of the key constituents responsible for the odor of ambergris. Okay, so now you're talking. So ambergris, do I get like an ambergris vibe out of this fragrance? Maybe. Of course, you guys don't know, ambergris is whale vomit. Yeah, maybe like a tiny touch. I mean, it will be definitely stronger in the dry down. So ambroxide. So in case you guys are wondering what ambroxide is, it's actually I believe it's a terpenoid. And it's one of the key constituents of ambergris, so it's actually derived from ambergris. So ambergris, of course, is whale vomit, in case you guys didn't know that. Has a really clean smell to it, believe it or not. It's quite different, has a sort of salty smell to it. Most fragrances that are known for it is, of course, Ventus by Creed, has a very dominant ambergris note. So I don't know what the differences are between ambroxide and ambergris, but ambroxide, I mean, maybe it's a more airy version. I don't know. But I do get a very sweet, just vanillic, woody dry down. Not too vanillic though. It's not like a sickly vanilla, because I wouldn't really want to go from a lot of citruses to like a floral citrus then to vanilla. That would, I don't know, I mean, it might work in some fragrances. I don't know if it would work in this, but it's not like that. This is a very ambery dry down with a salty quality with it from that sort of ambroxide, ambergris type note. It's just beautiful, really, really beautiful, guys. I cannot express my feelings towards this fragrance enough. Just an amazing scent. So guys, let's go on and talk about the longevity and the sillage. So in terms of the longevity and the sillage, a lot of people would say that it was crap. In my opinion, I think it's quite average. You've got to think, you know, this is a fresh fragrance. This isn't a scent that's going to last a long time. This isn't, you know, it doesn't have dominant notes in it. It doesn't have notes like, you know, leather. It doesn't have, I don't know, vanilla. It doesn't have a strong vanilla smell. It doesn't have like a lot of dominant notes. So this is a fresh fragrance, and what I get out of this fragrance is I get about 4 hours longevity. So it isn't amazing, although the citruses are fresh. They do make you feel like you've just stepped out the shower because of that Neroli Essence and the orange florals and, you know, the other citruses in the top. So it does give me an impression of like a shower smell. So it does last quite nicely for that. So if you do wear this and you go outside and it happens to be a nice day, like a really hot summer's day, it might project longer. It's just because I'm in the UK, we don't really get much sunshine. So the weather recently, I mean, right now it's actually, it's really grey outside and it's actually snowing, believe it or not. It's actually just, I can see tiny snowflakes just falling from the sky, and apparently we've got to have a lot of snow. So I won't be wearing this anytime soon outside, but if I have a shower in an evening, if I shower in the evening and I want to wear this, it'll be great. It will actually be quite a nice fragrance to wear in the evening because of the ambery sort of accords that it has. But yeah, 4 hours isn't the best, but it is pretty good for this fragrance. So I'm going to give it, well, we'll rate it at the end. But yeah, 4 hours is what it is. Sillage isn't too bad. I've noticed it projects good for about 25 minutes, which is actually pretty decent for a fresh scent. Usually fresh scents are quite spacious in terms of, you know, how much the smell projects. But they usually don't last that long. Whereas with this, it's about 25 minutes, and then it just sits closer to the skin. 25 minutes from about 1 feet or 2 feet away. So yeah. Now, guys, let's go and talk about the perfect setting. So, guys, the perfect setting for this, I don't know. This is quite a, you know, it's a good fragrance, and I think you can wear this pretty much any time of the year if you really wanted to. But for me, this is no doubt a summer fragrance. It's just bright, it's clean, it makes you feel like you've just stepped out the shower, but it's also got that amber, like the ambery notes and the dry down from the Ambroxide, well, the Ambroxide, I should say. You know, it's got the florals like the jasmine and the, you know, I believe it's orange blossom, orange flower. I do apologize. You know, we get the Petitgrain from the woody notes from the Petitgrain. We get the Calabrian Lemon and the bit of orange. So this is a very citrusy fragrance, but does have nice, classy qualities about it. And I think it's just that ambery note that really goes with it. So definitely a summer fragrance. I think maybe if you're traveling somewhere in Europe, like maybe if you're going to Italy, this will be a beautiful fragrance to wear. But of course, just a beautiful summer fragrance in general. Yeah, you can really wear it anytime you want. But yeah, definitely a summer fragrance. That's when I would wear it. Now, guys, let's talk about, of course, the ratings. So in terms of the ratings, I'm going to give the smell, the overall smell for Ferrari Bright Neroli, I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. The reason I'm going to give it 9 out of 10 is because it's a really nice Neroli smell. And of course, you know, you can get cheaper fragrance, you know, cheaper Neroli fragrances like the original 4711, which of course is the original Neroli fragrance in my opinion. There might be more, but if ever I think of Neroli, I think of 4711. And this is definitely a stronger fragrance, lasts longer than 4711. So the Neroli in this is, I would say, it's definitely on par with 4711, but of course this fragrance has more notes, which makes it a different fragrance. So I'm going to give it just an overall 9 out of 10. It's just a great smell. Really, really enjoy it. In terms of its longevity, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 because it still isn't so bad for a fresh scent. Of course, fresh scents are not supposed to last as long. A lot of people forget that, but they're only supposed to last about 4 to 5 hours, and I get 4 hours out of this, which is not bad. Projects again for about 25 minutes for about 1 to 2 feet. So again, that'll be included in the longevity. So I'm going to just rate the longevity and the sillage 6 out of 10. And thank you so much for checking out my review on Ferrari's Bright Neroli. An amazing scent, would highly recommend it. And keep smelling good!